Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back up here. As the journey comes in, we talk a lot between us, giving you some example and situations that it comes in. Today, we had a great discussion with Paulina, and we're talking about staying into the reality. It's in your twin flame journey, and keep focus on what's real because as we talk about within this, uh, we also look at it, first of all, we were looking at from within us what it was not real, what happened in the previous connections. We discussing it things that hopes, dreams, and opportunities with them, and then all of a sudden, don't call me, don't page me, don't fax me, delete the chat, and bye bye. Um, happens to her, happens to me, right? We all know how that goes in there. But what we are going to be talking about is we wish this to can help you guys. Okay, we're not coming in here with the with the sticks and the arrows and shooting stars and our boxing gloves to boxing the community. No, we're coming here to help you because we went through something that you are fighting with. So hi Lorna, hi Karen, and hi Erica. Thank you guys for coming in. And without other ado, I'm gonna get you going into Paulina.
Hi, everyone who came to the chat and everyone listening. Yeah, we will have a discussion about opening up for this reality that very often people they don't want to touch it. They don't want to accept the life how it is because there is something uncomfortable that they have to realize either about the connection, either about the person who was involved in the connection as well. And we were discussing that really embracing this acceptance of any part of the journey that you are and any stage that this connection was able to develop, you just finish there and it's just not up to you. The sooner you realize that your current like, twin flame connection ended up in this, let's say, separation stage, and if you're able to accept that that was the most of what was possible to take from this connection, and you see it naturally dissolving into like disintegrating, even though it's not comfortable, even you would like to maintain it as long as possible. If the person is not ready to work further because of whatever reason, it's best for you just to stop there and not abandon your journey, because I have to remind everyone it's something that you cannot really abandon because that's who you are. But you just tell to yourself that, okay, with this person right now, that's where my journey ends, but from now on I'm able to continue on my own. Let's wish your twin flame the best in their healing, in whatever they have to do with themselves, because they will also internally feel that there is something wrong, that the moment they decide to focus on their own work, it means that they are guided to do that. So you see, if you keep pressuring for trying to help them because you want to you want you two to be together, if you try to fix them, if you try to engage with them although they want to do it by themselves, it's you who is standing in their way for their own evolution. So it's sometimes you have to be ready just to make the step back, to leave the space so they can enjoy and continue their own journey. Whatever, however it will manifest in your 3D type of a connection. If that's their higher self wish, you have to respect that because it's blocking both you and your counterpart. So probably it's just that's the first step, to really give each other space at the present moment. If they are ready to grow with you, that's great, but if they are really choosing to work on themselves on their own, that's their free choice.
Exactly. And Karen wrote it as sometimes you have to take a step back to make a room for the other person life's lessons. Yes. And if the other person comes in and they telling you, you know what, I wish you good luck in your journey. I see that you have progressed so much and so on, and I have not been progressing. Actually, I'm getting worse. And there, but I wish you the best. Guess what that tells you? It is what it is. Oh, I know you guys don't like that. It is what it is. But it is what it is. And living kind of the it is what it is go back into the reality. Because within you, when the ignition came in, the ignition tells you what is your opportunity. But between telling you what the opportunity is and executing the opportunity, oh, there is a whole another 9 yards in there. And there is a like this galaxy is far far away, and it's the same thing as the galaxy is right here between your temples right here. Okay, this is your blind eyes, you know, the soft spots right in here. And when you look at within yourself for it, uh, take a look what's going on within the actions, but don't abandon yourself, because you're like abandoning yourself because of that person does not wants to come and join you. Those primary visions that were coming into you, they were not going to happen. Now you feel sad, now you feel discouraged, now your psyche is all messed up, now your emotions are all messed up, and now everything is just, even in we're talking about the vibrations, because you didn't have the vibrations pretty much probably before. Okay, most of the people who get ignited as a twin flame, they don't have that in there, and now you are dealing with more things. But when you focus on it is what it is in there, that's gonna tell you, okay, this is what the situation is. Let me be assertive. Let me be assessing these situations, what it is, and what can I do from now on. I have to accept the reality. Some of the people don't accept the reality. Some of the people accept this primary ignitions that it was there, but this is what I was told us. That's what happened, but then it's all of a sudden it doesn't happen. So you're programming yourself. Okay, you have this 5D projections from within yourself, like, oh, my twin flame's gonna comes in. He's gonna call me tomorrow. Everything's gonna be good and great. It's gonna be beautiful. And tomorrow it's coming. Either you don't have a message from your twin flame, or actually, even the worst case scenario, they texting you and they tell you, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Now what? What is the difference? Because I had, man, if I can tell how many messages I got, like, Dio, why did I see this, my twin flame, and all of a sudden this happened? Why did I see that? Because this is happened. Let me tell you the secret, guys. There is something, it's called evolution. And evolution sees the right road. If the evolution sees the right road, she knows how to make the adjustments and gives an opportunity. If the person is not going to be continue to evolve in there with you, they're not going to be. And it's perfectly you to accept it in there. I wish I had this little book in there about the twin flame from Elizabeth Clare Prophet that says, like, just because you're in the twin flame, that doesn't mean you're gonna be ending up in a relationship in there. But a lot of the people, they don't want to hear that, and they suppressing their own personal evolutions is in there for it. But when you take it off, it is what it is. Guess what happens? You are touching again to the evolutions. Then the evolutions is making everything more easier for you to understand. You healing the damage. You healing the broken patterns within you. You healing the wounds from the parent and the culture and religions and so on. And now you're this incredible person, as that original ignition was for you. That part of you that you fulfilled. You fulfilled your part of the contract between you and the universe. You did your job. Congratulate yourself on this. Okay? And as we're talking about more, is that the more is that we're progressing, we're understanding even more further things of that. For it, there is a lot of examples. I can give you tons of examples, from people I've been doing consultations with. But guys, reality here, okay? And giving it back to Paulina. If you guys have so many questions, please, guys, ask. We're here for you. Um,
Okay, we have a comment from Lorna. All connections are a gift to you. Gratitude for all is important. And exactly that's what we were discussing today. If you're able to take yourself from this judgments, oh my God, this situation is not turning out the way I want. There was beautiful communication. Right now, there is no communication. What happened? I wish to have this person back in my life. And you go to this ownership state that you wish to have this person in your life. The moment you say like I wish I have or her in my life because you're lacking this communication, you're entering this like stage that you have to own something. And in this journey, no one owns anyone. It really should come from the place of freedom. And both counterparts, they have to choose each other if it's supposed to work the proper way without those codependency and getting back to the old patterns, that one is over giving and one is overtaking too much from the connection. It really has to be equality in here. And one thing we were discussing is just to get yourself into this mindset that you're that's big confirmations out there. So get yourself to this mindset that you can have a multiple layers of this experience. So for example, you've been involved in the connection that you feel like, oh, that's my twin flame, but right now we are a separation. Is to ask yourself, okay, can you accept this current state that, okay, maybe you're in separation. Some people will say, oh, there is no separation because you're together forever, connected. But can you just stop there and say, okay, maybe I'm in this twin flame connection, I'm in a separation stage. What else I have in my life? What other layers of myself I see in this life? One part of you will say, you're a spiritual being. One part of you will say, I'm in this kind of twin flame experience, and right now it's at this stage. Okay, what other parts I have? Maybe you will start seeing the bigger picture of what your 3D situation has to come into and the right order. Because right now I wanted also to remind people, when those connections are happening, most of the time they come in contact to you as this divine touch that they are supposed to trigger you, show you what's not working for you, and then it just gives you this idea of, oh my God, I have to really sort those things out. Either your twin will come in a moment that your relationship is going nowhere, or maybe your work situation is requires some change. There will always be some kind of 3D situation that has to be addressed. So it's like it triggers all of those changes, all of those mental changes, emotional changes in you, and very often they are leaving, they are going separation. But that's just the way for you to see, okay, right now, if you really want to work towards a union in 3D, is your 3D life in order? Like, is it really that's what you want your 3D situation to look like? So first, it's really asking you, with those twin flame experiences, you will be involved in those higher energies. But at the same time, it will be your responsibility to first put your 3D life situation in the right order so you enjoy your experience as it is. And that's the environment you want to invite your twin flame to come back to. Because without it, like, it will not work, because you will be having those dualities. Oh, I will use this twin flame experience as an escape because my 3D life is so bad. I'm in this wrong, divorced, almost divorced, or maybe things are not getting well with my husband, or maybe I don't have a job. I don't know how to operate in this 3D life. At least I have my twin flame. So once we get together, it will be solved. So you see, that's how you create your own environment for those 3D connection to start manifesting, because it won't come to you if you're not happy and full on your own. Because there, the further you will be delaying your organizing yourself in this 3D as a single twin flame, the more you will be delaying the union that's we all kind of strive for or work towards. So
yeah. Great job. Great thing for it, because when you are talking about those layers, okay, the layers, they can be on emotional, they can be on psychological, they can be on the soul level, they can be in even on spirit level with you. It's all about is the trigger, but in all those times during the separation process, you're gonna find out what is gonna happen into this separation process. We just talked about what 15 minutes, 20 minutes ago, and we were talking about it's gonna be a blessing, so a lessons or a blessing, And I was like, either way, you gotta be happy because it's both blessings. You're gonna be learning from the issues, you're gonna be learning from the problems, and they're gonna comes in as blessings to you. You gotta be thankful for the people who's not working with you. You gotta be thankful for it. And let me tell you why. Okay? Because they point you to the right situations is in there. And you have to understand it is what it is. As I said long time ago, there is three laws for that evolutions to comes in. To trust the journey, to surrender to just to the journey, and to the let it go of what prevents you to go to the journey. And some of this energy, some of this stuff, all this, it's connecting to a one tank. It is what it is. When you accept what is, it is, can change what it is. I mean, your mind games, your wishes, your living into this dream world, which is, I call it La La Land. I think that I got it from, uh, maybe I got it from Mel, I believe it was like, or there was this wishy-washy things inside. Anyway, but when you focus what if it is what it is, you tackle the problems, you stay in the reality, your 3D environment is fixed, which is what is down, so is up, because from up you fix the situations down, the hermetic principles, and then if everything is good and great, it's gonna work. And as I state, and we state with Paulina for it, communication is the key. We may have sometimes, we're not saying conflict talks. We have, let's say proper talks, a little bit more maybe on things in there. But guess what? When an old patterns comes in, like, oh, you are kind of like a grinding on Dio, or Dio is pushing on Paulina. No, we're actually talking as we see in it, that we're not taking things personally, and we're focused of what it is. And this is what it is. It's gonna lead you to the proper way of the relationship, because you're gonna end up, for example, you're gonna end up in this relationship, but you haven't fixed this situations. That union is not gonna be sustainable. The reason for the twin flames to comes in together is to be an example of sustainable, proper relationship. Okay, so if you guys have any other question, or Paulina, if you want to take it away from this.
No, I think something else came up right now. It was actually touching on this point that Lorna said about the gratitude. It's like the whole experience here on earth, it's asking you to learn to accept what it is and also be grateful for it. Because the more gratitude you are able to generate around yourself, the more will be mirrored out. Because like, just imagine life will be bringing you people, circumstances, experiences, and the sooner you're able to find a gratitude for it and make a peace and really see that either lesson or blessing, but really be in the state that, oh, something came up in my life to make it easier, or maybe to see something that I was not able to see without this person. The moment you start seeing those um, relationships and connection is something that is supposed to help us, as well, in a way, let's say imagine your twin flame, your person, as your big helper in the journey, because very often you're both helping each other, but at the same time you can probably see, oh, we were helping each other up to certain point, and then something happened. There was a merge, something merged, and then everything went down. So it is really feels like those connections, they have stages of exhaustion, for example. And if it served its purpose, all you have to do is to really find this gratitude. And even if there is some emotional discomfort, because of course, like, we have our expectations from people, because that's something you can learn to be more relaxed about. But in reality, that's what we have, expectations. And if those expectations are not met, it can cause you sadness, it can cause you anger, and all of those things. If you're able to get out of this and just see those things from higher perspective and turn into this gratitude for the journey, you're appreciating those divine energies that they manifested this person for you. And you're sending out the signals is like, oh, thank you for that, like, I needed this as an experience, I'm grateful. So the divine will be, or the universe will be, also helping you. Oh, I see you're grateful, I see you see this blessing, let me give you more. So by getting into this peaceful state and this state of gratitude for the experience, even if it was not super emotionally positive in the end, you're sending out the right signal that you want more of this, because you can work with that. So you see, it's not like it's wasting potential, that the universe sent you the lesson and you're like, oh, I don't like it, like, what is this, like, why am I going through this stupid experience? And the universe will be, oh, you cannot see this as a blessing that we sent you. So then it's gonna be this lack of communication, that you will also have lack of communication with your higher self, because in the end, that's who is organizing all of that. So to give you this opportunity for growth. But the moment you go into this negative modes, you're discarding all of those experiences that were sent to you, and you're like, oh, I don't like it, like, just take it. You see, so it's really stepping out of this very judgmental mode, and just seeing those things as something that was given to you as opportunity to growth. um that's, maybe you want to add something to it.
Oh, I was wanted to say things, but you already said them, so I was just here laughing at like, okay, should I extend a little bit? But here is that when are we talking about blessings and lesson? When you're understanding evolution, guys, okay. So, for example, you go down on a path of life. There is this blessing. You understand the blessing, and you evolve. There is this path in life. Okay, there is a lessons that it's learned. That lessons that you learn turns into a blessing. You move on life. There is this path in life that he comes in and there. Okay, you didn't got the blessing. You didn't solve the problem, and you're like even getting mad that you have that experience. Now you're going down the road. And when you go to down to that road, guys, you're creating something what it's called karma. You still have to do this because the path of evolution is asking you to go up until you don't finish what you have to finish, till you don't finish what you have to understand in there, till you don't evolve. The evolution says, I got no mercy. I'm here for you, but I have no mercy. And you're gonna be feeling it as like, what is this deal? What are you telling us? It's like this. Because once you understanding and you cooperating with that evolution, instead of creating karma, you're gonna turn everything to dharma. Everything is all your actions. They're gonna bring consequences of positive effect going forward. Not like this. Let me put it this in a perspective. You take it everything that is gonna goes up and take up the flight, or you're gonna be going in there and you turn into this little snowball that going down the hill, and then you become this giant big ball of snow that it goes in, and whatever season its path is destroying us in there. And that's how some of our relationship is, because you're destroying others because you've been whatever the situations is in that positions. But if you're understanding that moment right here, blessing or a lesson, learning in there, growing in there, it is what it is, right in there. Before you do anything else, you get to that point of the blessings is in there. You learn your lessons, you get to the blessing anyway. The evolution's telling you. But if you choose to go down the path, then the path sooner or later is gonna come back to you because you're gonna facing that issue over and over and over until the job gets done. And when your psyche, when your energies, when you're getting it into that, when these things begins to click inside of you, you see all this pattern within yourself, then you will understand how to navigate yourself of that point, but also how to navigate your journey with others. And you have to understand the people maybe choose to come down for it. There was a one poster, one quote that was on a Facebook talking about the evolutions and so on when everything gets put in together. Okay, but there is the way there is a evolution, there is a de-evolution because some of the chemical elements in there they are gonna be coming together, but some of the elements when they are exposed, they create radiations. The elements they are disintegrating in there. So again, the nature of the connection within the universe it's applied to everything, and you're part of this everything in there. And there is a lessons that you're going to be giving it to you. I don't have to be a chemistry teacher that I'm going to be teaching you to tell you that one of the oxygens and ferrolite, the steel, when they comes together, it creates rust. So guess what? The steel disintegrates itself in there. But during the dark creations of the rust, okay, that disintegrations, this ferro oxide creates something, magnetic field, remembers everything. You see, when you look at that energies inside of you, why do you think that this particular element it is within the body? Why when the women's, I believe the most of the women of you been pregnant, having a kids, and guess what they asking you about it? To see on your blood test what is the amount of ferrol you have in your blood system. Okay? Because it is what it is. They want to make sure it is what it is. And when you understand that it is what it is, again, back into that lessons is and they are a little bit in a higher perspective, your understanding your journey is your journey. And you have to see it that as it is. And when you see it as it is, there is no drama, there is no trauma. You live within the reality. And you begin to be an example of how to handle it, this journey much better. But then, because the community needs this, the community needs a positive energies, a positive experience. But you have to delete the old one. That's uncomfortable there. So back to you, darling. I just kind of like take it off like an aeroplane.
Let's back to reality. Andrea, yeah, it was coming to me right now that this journey is just it's meant to prepare us to be those fast learners the moment you see this, some weird pattern tends to repeat, the sooner you can catch it and just try to solve it on your own or with the communication with your partner, the sooner you will just complete the cycle. You don't have to replay it again, either with your twin flame or with anyone else that comes your way. Because, and I think it will be more and more realized by people that we are really repeating cycles here. And if you didn't solve some issue, it's not coming away. So either there is a chance that your twin will be back and it will cause the same separation if you didn't address the issue, or you overlooked something in yourself and there was some disbalance, the same issue will cause another separation. So in the end, you have to tackle it. Whatever caused the separations in the first place, that's where you start. Because some people may be, oh, how do I know what kind of patterns I have to rewrite? Honestly, see what was really the main issue of the separation, what kind of this balance was there, what broke this final communication. But at the same time, it will be showing you even along the journey, how do I know what else I have to improve, or I want to improve in myself, so that I can really be this best version of myself. That's a very good, either if you're involved with your twin flame or some other soul connection, you will be observing yourself, what brings you peace or what causes you those triggers. Because in the end, that's what you have to do. You have to get rid of all those unnecessary triggers, because most of the time there are some old patterns in you. So you just observe yourself, what causes you being afraid, what causes you being withdrawn from other people, all those like moments that you are feeling that, oh, I cannot be myself right now. You address those, because that's what you want to avoid. Because just imagine what you want to do, honestly, and I think that's a very good, like, a direction. Just imagine that you want to create yourself as this most perfect partner that you would like to have in another person. So, with this perspective, you're taking off your mental picture out of their twin flame. You don't care they are performing. You don't care about how they are communicating. You will be thinking about yourself, how I wish to communicate to someone else that I would respect, that would be able to build a healthy connection with, and use this healthy judgment about yourself. What is it really missing? What's stopping you from being this best version of your partner in the future? Because that's kind of the version you want to bring out to people. Because otherwise, you're making it harder for yourself. Because the moment you will be having some things that are not addressed, you will be ashamed of them, or you will be afraid that they will gonna get exposed, or you will be feeling, oh, let's say if I have some issues with opening up or maybe intimacy, you know that you will be bringing those issues into the next connection. So it's until you're getting back with your twin or with anyone else, just take your time and just work on yourself so you feel comfortable in your own skin. You are getting rid of those unnecessary blocks. If there is some problem that was left over since however many years, maybe on psychology level, don't be afraid to go to psychologists to feel like you have control over those main, like, traumas that are around. Of course, you cannot dig it up all at once, but if there is something that you really were postponing so much, and especially if your twin tapped the button out there, that was for a reason. That was for you really big flag that you have to address this issue, because it will be either prevailing within the twin flame connection, or it will be just hunting you, and it will be feeling you, it will be keeping you in these lower states unnecessarily. So it takes off from your freedom, because you feel like this is very, like, difficult thing to tackle. Okay, you want to say something, so.
Man, there's so much I can say right now. You think that the disinformation that we are telling you right now is not true? She and I, we both got a few soul connections. Not one, few. And guess what happens? The issues, the emotional, the psychological, whatever, all the issues, they kept repeating to test it. Have you passed it? Have you evolved within this? Have you gotten to the next level? So what happened is we did this issue, okay, we moved up. We got to this issue, we moved up. We got to this issue, moved up. We got to this issue, we moved up. Oh, we got to this issue. Oh, that's where we are. That's where we it is. And you're gonna find out that some of the people that were with you, they choose to go down. And this is why we're telling you that the issues that are gonna be coming up, it can't just be blowing them away. You can't just pass them, even if you're with another connection. Because the first connection, we had this issue. Then the second connection, you had the same issue, but then the second connection helps you with something. Then the third connection comes in and they help you with something. Gratitude. You have to have a gratitude for all those people. Okay? But guess what? They were not able to come with you. Because at some point that it is what it is. It wasn't within them. They lost the hope, they lost the belief. There was issues within them that they couldn't be continue the journey with you. And the path of you not solving those issues. Okay, here's we're giving you the two scenarios is in there. Okay, but it all starts with you because if you don't face your own personal issues, you're going to be bringing those issues within your soul connection. But when two people comes in and it sees that, as we see those, yeah, I remember last year we were like seeing repeatable patterns all over the place, and oh my god, I had this exact same situation. This exact thing happened with my previous soul connections, and that's what it is. And I had like, you may act like this. I'm like, I'm not acting like that. Okay, we're talking about that. Okay, those expectations, the connection is gonna comes in and they're gonna act differently. If you with your last soul connection or your journey is right here at this point and there, okay, there's gonna be someone who's gonna show you how to get to here. If it's someone show you how to go down there, okay, but you're gonna be facing those along the path there. Another thing I want to tell you guys, okay, your through your twin flame relationships, there's gotta be a something that the community learns. I'm not talking about just the twin flame community. I'm talking about the whole community and the art. Okay, we're living on the same house, guys. Okay, don't picture that you're living on your house and it's only here. You're thinking small. We are living on this planet rock that the only way you get out of here it's when you die in the physical realm. Okay, that's it. It is what it is. But when I'm saying it within this within yourself in there is that your journey shows up somehow in some way to other people what is the right way and what is the wrong way, and what is the evolution and what is a devolution in there, how you gonna be reacting or within, and from there you begin to understand who you are, what you're made out of, and what you're gonna be making of this life, what you're capable of. And when you put that love within yourself, when you put all those things inside of it, then you have this joy of the soul, have a living experience in the body. We talk about that too as well. All right. That's all I had to say, but I was all
Mm.
on fire up and getting there. But yeah, you can, if you escape your problems, you're going to face it with somebody else. You're going to face them. They're the same. Things going to repeat like the waves coming from the oceans. They hit the shores, the water goes back into the sea or the ocean, and then they hit it again. That's what this is. Okay. But when you learn the lessons, when the sea's coming down in there, it's beginning flat, like a lake, and the water is crystal clear, and you can see everything. So, if you maybe have something else, or if the people have some more questions coming out or something.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about this issue that we were discussing. That some people may be afraid that, they are in this twin flame connection, but then it goes into separation, and then they feel like there is another soul connection coming to their life, but they are getting a little bit confused whether they should pursue with this new connection or not, because they feel, what if my twin flame will be back? I feel like I would be um, breaking the heart of my current soul connection. Like, what do I do? Should I wait? And we had this next conversation that probably it's never a good idea to wait until something tells you that you really don't want to deal with anyone else. You just want to focus only on yourself. You're done with any connections. That's okay to be in this state. But if at some point you get out of this and you feel you're ready to explore more, and you're just getting a little bit of this tired of this waiting, there are two camps, because some people will be saying, oh, you're supposed to wait patiently and stay true to your journey, don't look at other people. But I think that's okay to be in this kind of a belief system, and as long as you necessary and you require. But if something it tells you that it stops you somewhere, like there are some things that you would like them to get addressed, but you just cannot grow within your soul connection, you really need some other people to do that, because you need to have some corrective experience just to get this another shot. Because those, anything that was not working, once you do it on the mental level, you learned from psychology point of view, you realize what was the red flag, you realize what you were doing wrong. The only way to go to the next stage and really like finalize this healing process, you have to relieve this experience. So most of those things you can really do on your own. For example, if you were lacking this independence, you can work on your own independence, financial independence or emotional independence. But there will be some issues that you really need to try out. If there was some situation with your twin, and then it's asking to replay it the proper way, and you know what was wrong, unless you will get this another shot, you will be staying at this level. But always, whenever you cross this threshold and you are getting rid of anything that is not serving anymore, and you replay it and kind of put it into practice, you're reaching certain level and you get an upgrade. So as soon as you can just move ahead with those patterns that you overcome them, that's going to be good to you. And here there is this choice that people always have. You can stay in this state of awaiting, let's say, and focusing only on your twin and reserve yourself for the twin, just because based on your current belief system it feels like a cheating. It feels like, oh my god, I cannot do that because this is such a beautiful divine connection that I cannot even look at other people. Or you can see, my twin flame connection is just a connection. I respect that, I honor that, and it's beautiful that it happened to me. But I have my freedom of choice and I choose my own evolution. And if the person is not ready, I let them be not ready, but I'm not gonna be wait. So you have to see by yourself which camp you belong to, because here you cannot pressure yourself. If you feel like you have to wait, just wait your time. But at some point, if you will feel ready to explore more, and you will find this peace within yourselves. Of course, like, you're not doing anything wrong, you're really not attacking anyone, you're doing it for your own personal good, because that's, in the end, that's what our journey is about. You have to make yourself happy, not your twin, not other people who have expectations and belief systems. You just do what you feel like helps you grow. Because in terms of help from external and from the universe, there will be always supportive for the evolution. And then if you're supposed to get together with your twin along the way, you will, but you will not get punished by choosing the evolution. There was always such a big amounts of blessing, but you have to make your own choice that okay, you take over the steer on this journey. You know, you're really want to move forward. You're curious about just progressing in this consciousness, you know, and you feel like okay, this belief system regarding one twin and just being in this waiting mode, it just doesn't feel like the right fit for me anymore. I'm too much rebellious, you know, I need to grow. So hopefully like someone is being in a state of questioning, because it's I really like when people are showing different perspectives and they are ready to share it, but also respect what other people are have been through, because always it's a new ideas to check what works for us. Mhm. So
Sorry,
it's worth taking the risks.
I'm gonna melt the cheese a little bit.
It's okay.
Uh, all right. Curious that when we had the talk today, and if you remember, for it, because I've done it so many consultations over the years, help to the twin flames, to the twin flame communities in there, and I see some patterns. Some of the couples they came together, and as we talk about it, the issues was not fixed. Separations again, and a month, 2 months pass, they come together again, and they break it away, coming in and breaking away, and at the end, nothing good is coming out of this. But just the evolution is telling you can evolve with this person. All right, there is some people who came together. I know them personally. They came, they focus within their 3D life, and they have beautiful stuff that it goes on. Great, it's for them. I see some people who came into a union, they still have issues, unsolved issues. They're trying to solve it while they are in the relationship. And here is a comment to the big questions: what's going to happen to you if your twin flame comes in? Because the evolution is going to be telling you what you need to do. You see, the evolution is orchestrate all this. If your twin flame it's evolving exactly and it's matching the evolutions and so on and so on, they're greatest in the blue in the greatest and so on and so on. In there, what are you going to do? As Paulina said, choices. Okay, but if your twin flame comes in and they're gonna be dragging it down, and they are, have this emotional wounds not healed, psychological wounds not healed, they're acting the same way, and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with you, right? And those aid the parents and some. As Paulina said, most of the people are preserve themselves, and I see some of the people connecting to me. It's like I've been in the twin flame connection for about 20 plus years, and so on, and we still cannot be together, and so on. I mean, following the evolution is gonna be telling you the road. The evolution sends information to your spirit, into your soul, and you're gonna feel it within. Don't try to cheat. Don't try to lie to yourself. That's gonna be taking you off from the journey. It's gonna send you down the path to the de-evolutions, isn't there? Okay, I've seen it when the people are getting into all this drama of emotional wounds and so on, and this enormous unhealed situations. But when the people get healed, I also see how two people healing their wounds. They're getting together, they get family together, and now they're consciously, I repeat, consciously have a life, and they're creating to pass the informations to the next generation. And that's how evolution is made, and that's what evolution wants. Either evolution is going to be working from you within a state of survival or at a state of reproduction. Okay, that what will be. but don't try to cheat on this journey. It's impossible. The gate of truth of every stage of evolution is there. And if your twin flame comes in and so on and so on, and they are spiritually involved and so on and so on and this, and evolution orchestrate again to be meaning and so on and so on, you're gonna have some choices. What are you gonna be choosing on that? But at some point, the evolution is gonna ask you, it's like, where were you with this person, and so on and so on. So kind of like a situation. So for those who are being married and you have this ignition as a twin flame, what would you do? You didn't feel the love towards your husband or wife or spouse isn't there, and you decide to go ahead, divorce and move on. Because guess what? Do you know what that situation came in there? Because the evolution said you are not gonna be able to achieve anything there anymore. You're done. It's dissolving. It's dissolved. You just don't realize it. You don't see it what it is. You need to move out. You need to go in there. So I seen it that the all kind of variations of cases is in there, but there is not apply any concept because the evolution is specific to everybody, and you're gonna be looking at the choices is in there forward to you. One of those choices comes in, evolution is gonna guide you, and from there you're gonna be have to make a choice, and what the choice will be, and there either it's gonna be a blessing or a lesson, but ultimately the lesson is gonna give you or lead you back into the blessing. Okay, so that's what I have for it.
Oh, we have a comment.
Mm. Uh, Waiting, it's self-sacrifice. It's okay to explore, and it's a gives freedom to you both. As I cannot see from that heart, that
As
heart
well.
as well, more evolutionary changes. Lorna, yes. See that time of waiting in there for it. When you wait on that, it is position. You become that observer in there. Self-sacrifice, in a way, it is a very beautiful time to sacrifice yourself. Sacrifice yourself needs, as long as it's returned back to you. Otherwise, it's a self-destruction. Talking about from personal experience. I gave, and all I did is like at the end of the day, I was like, ooh, I destroyed myself with this giving because I was a giver, operating from this wounded warrior. Okay, wounded warrior. That's it. I know how it's wanted, and I don't want nobody else to be wanted. And I trying to make everybody else happy. Oh, until you evolve, and evolution says like, oh, you cannot make everybody happy. They have to learn to do this themselves. Or you cannot heal everybody. They also have to learn how to heal themselves. Oh, but you can be an example how you do that. That's what I want from you, Mr. Leo. That's what those evolutions is in there. But it is about the freedom of exploring everything. Okay, nobody says you're not free. Maybe your mind in there, maybe your codependency in there, maybe your situations is in there, maybe old pattern is in there that it's coming into you for it. But when the blessing is coming both from you and when the evolution is calling you, you better answer the call. Because when you answer the call from the evolution, there is no bigger satisfactions of that. Because this is how the divine is calling you. And when the divine is calling you with the blessings that they give you to you, with the call, you answer directly in there. And the inner peace and the state of paradise, they give it to you. They give you the roadmap. You will know what to answer or what to use. That is sometimes this self sacrifice of that. Yeah, that is a dignity there, divine dignity, which is yeah, you become an angel, you know. But talking about this, and it's a great comment. I love it. I think that Paulina has something to add about this.
Yeah, like I'm really not a big fan of self sacrifice. It's just in the end, if you don't choose yourself and your own happiness, no one will. And especially if someone is closing door in front of you, they are not interested in even giving you this happiness. So if you cannot get it from the person that was the closest to you, you are really the only one that can give it to yourself. So it's the sooner you realize that and start working from that, it's gonna get easier. As Karen said, become the person you're waiting for. And if you really put that as your priority, it will keep you busy for a long time. And you will not even realize how quickly this journey starts moving and how much changes you will start having in your life. And then you will really put that idea of a 3D union and all of those codependencies that were keeping you stuck, you will feel more free because you will not be waiting in this waiting period. You will put yourself the idea, okay, let me just work on myself just to become this person what I'm waiting for. What kind of traits this person had, let me work this through. Like, I can change. If I loved something so much about the person, let me be this kind of a person. Like, how would I do that? So really, it's, you will just see those improvements in you. You will see how much your life is beginning to flow, and then you will really not have time to think, oh my, what my twin is doing. You will be busy, and at the same time, it will give this beautiful benefits because you will see the life beginning to shift, and you will really see what the life has to offer in terms of different experiences, different people, different situations that will be arranged. So I really like this idea of switching the focus and putting those attentions only to you and not staying in the self-sacrifice mode. It's like some, you can imagine, even, if you have those twin flame connections, one person is saying, okay, I'm done, I think I have to go my way. So this person already chooses the freedom, while you will be keeping yourself and it's, oh, he or she left, but I better just keep and stay in one place. So just give yourself this freedom. They already did it. They choose their own life path, and can you just build yours? And can you give yourself this freedom, or are you gonna be allowing those belief systems or whatever other people are saying about twin flame community, or what, wherever the information comes from? Like, can you go against that and just do however you feel means freedom? Ducks in
Mm.
a row.
I would
Yeah.
love the elephants on the row, you know, that family of elephants that was the other day. But yeah, the
Mm.
ducks are in a row. We were talking about what was that? 2 days ago, talk about it, or yesterday was
Mhm.
about the guy with the ducks and the geese that was following him and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday I saw many like those tiny ducklings. I was just staying and watching, and people are passing by, or running, and they were looking at me. What am I staring at? But those are those beautiful ducklings, just, and mama duck. That was beautiful.
Mama duck. Yeah. Um, go back in there. Hi, Chino. Thank you. Beautifully said about not cheating the process. You can't cheat the process. OMG. There was a time that this evolutions that it's coming, and the evolution is the more you get in that relationship with the evolution, because you're gonna have a relationship with an evolution. And as parents, you will understand it the better it gets. The more you're coachable, the more you listen, the more you're understanding parents, and all of a sudden the evolution is going to be like, oh, I'm here to make your life simple, okay? But it's like everything in there. Don't make cheating, like don't make lies, don't do this. Do you know why? Because every stage, every gate in there, everything that you have this, the issues, there is this gate of truth. You really truly understand the process, you move up. You really truly tackle the issue, you go up. Truly, the truth. Then you're passing over. You are bouncing off the truth. If you're cheating, you are bouncing off the gate of the truth. And they say like, oh, you're trying to cheating on this thing. It's not gonna happen. Oh, you're teaching the wrong stuff. Oh, it's not gonna happen. You bounce it off, and you know it. Okay. And this is a what the community needs to get at some point in there. As you said, Gina, don't cheat on the journey. Accept it what it is, and the journey, the evolutions, they know where you are. They know who you are. They may be gonna set you up with another person. Maybe the other people before you that you were in the connections, they were set you up exactly for that person. You'll find out. Guess what? You're gonna find out by the actions of both of you, because he may comes in a actions that says like, oh, this is repeating our pattern. Let me bolt out. And evolution says like, no, can't go back. This is it. See what you do missing. See what you didn't heal. Why you're running. You find out things inside of you. You fixed it. And you think that the other person is something, then the other person doesn't even react like that. They are reacting properly on the base of the evolution. And you react properly on the base of the evolution. Then the evolution says, oh, beautiful birds, I've been waiting for you. Now I can let you go through the door. This is like Adam and Eve back into the gate of the paradise. Now you're going to know about it. For some of you, you're going to know about it. Okay? But the question is how you're going to go walk into that door. That is a journey. It is beautiful. Every stop is better than the last. Exactly. The journey is beautiful, guys. I mean, sometimes even today, I was like, we had these discussions about issues, and I was so happy. We talk about something that usually people in normal conversations, they're gonna be taking things personally. They're gonna be like, I don't know. We just had a conversation. And I was like, man, what is the beauty of having this kind of like a beautiful relationship? And I was like, man, I need to pinch myself. Is that the truth? I'm talking to you the truth. That happened what? What is now? 11 o'clock. Talking about 6 hours ago. But in order to get to those benefits, to those beautifications, to that enjoyment, guys, one thing you need to follow is it is what it is. Because it is what it is. You can't change it. You can't change the evolutions. You can't change you can't change people. You can't force them to be in there. Only thing you can do is be example. So that's all I have for you guys. And I want to say thank you guys for coming in. Great questions, great comments. And yeah, if there is something else, let us know for it. Darling, if you have something else to say.
Mm, not really. I think I said everything that was to be said. I can just wish people the best and just choose yourself and your own freedom. And if you feel that you're tired of waiting, just change something and do those things differently and just go against the flow and
Dog,
see what happens.
see what happens. Sooner or later, you're gonna be getting to the blessing. Okay, guys?
Mm.
Thank you so much for coming, and let me give you some gifts. Oh my God, I'm pretty here. Uh,
Thanks everyone for sharing. It's really appreciated. And see you next time. You're welcome. And hi, Victoria. Good to see you here. You can watch the replay.
Victoria, I'll love to watch you again live again. Joining late, I'll watch the replay. Great. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Andrea. Hey, here are some gifts for you guys. Take it as much as
Mhm.
you need it. And Erica, appreciate everything. And be love, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.